Welcoming you back to the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Chatham-Kent Cougars football varsity level tonight. Mike Renier, Mike James, Jeff Brooks on the camera. It's your Chatham-Kent Cougars and the Forest City Thunderbirds. As we wrap up our doubleheader, we had the junior varsities winning over their level. The Forest City Thunderbirds earlier on today in a good football game, and we expect more of the same here in this one, as the Forest City Thunderbirds will get opening possession, and the opening kick taken past the 30-yard line, and a good run back by number 24, Derek Coleman, to kick this one off.
Nice deep kick there from Ben Bartlett. The tackle there by Eric DeMars, number 34.
We'd like to remind everyone
linebacker for the Cougars, 5'11", 210. Eric's come up through this Chatham-Kent this Chatham-Kent Cougars program, this football program, fitting here on Alumni Night.
Seeing some faces from the past. Thunderbirds kick things off, a shovel pass along the far side. And good job by the Cougars defense, stopping number 15, Jamie Geisler, as he took the shovel pass from Joe Enright and got absolutely nowhere. So great start to this football game by the Cougars defense.
Nice job by Nathan McIntyre, number 9, the DB, running through the football carrier, laying the wood, and a big loss there. Great job by the Cougars defense there, forcing the running back backwards before eventually making the tackle. Good start for the D.
Quarterback gets it, and right, a pass along the far side, and couldn't see how it turned out along the far sideline there.
Looks like it was an incomplete pass. Yeah, I believe so, Mike. Looked like that one fell incomplete.
So tough start here for Joe Enright and the offense for the Forest City Thunderbirds. So the ball pinned deep into London territory. That means the Cougars will get the football here. It's a pretty good field position. 3rd and 17 as they will kick it away. Kick is high in the air. Comes down around the 50-yard line. Couple 3 bounces. Cougars picking it up. And up to the 50-yard line with Eric Frappier on the short return.
So a short kick there from Forest City gives the Cougars some good field position here on their opening possession on offense.
Good opening start by the defense. Alex Scaldani, quarterback for the Cougars, and faking the pass, but a handoff to the running back up the middle, and getting 2, maybe 3, looks like maybe 2.5 yards on the ground, bringing up 2nd and a long 7.
Cody Miller with the carry there for the Cougars.
There's Galdani dropping past midfield, now looking for somebody open along the far side. He's got his man towards the end zone, doesn't quite make it, but very close, about the 5-yard line. And a huge 45-yard pickup or thereabouts from Galdani. And injured Cougar receiver along the far side after making that reception. I believe that might be Bartlett along the far side.
Yeah, you are correct, Mike. Ben Bartlett with the big grab, but shaken up after being tackled there just short of the end zone. That's unfortunate after that big play, a big gainer. And he comes up limping a little bit. Maybe got his foot caught under the defender while he was being dragged down. Hard to tell, though. He is walking gingerly up that far sideline.
First down for the Cougars on the 5-yard
2 plays, and there you go. You're at the opponent's 5-yard line after that big pickup by Bartlett from Galdani. 1st and goal. Quarterback hands it off up the middle, and the ball, I believe, comes loose in the end zone. And the result, I believe, was a fumble, and ball goes the other way.
Boy, that's a tough one to swallow right there. Max Fantus had it look like he was in the end zone just as he was breaking the plane, lost control of the football, and Forest City jumps on top of it. Boy, that's a heartbreaker after that beautiful drive from the Cougars. To lose the ball just on the goal line, Forest City takes over at their own 20.
Tough break. Tough break there for the Cougars. They'll have to shake that off and trust their defense here to get the ball back soon. Forest City keeping it on the ground. And up to around the 25-yard line. Pickup of about 5 yards. So 2nd and 5 coming up here.
Eric DeMars and Carter Wood in on that tackle, the two linebackers. Good job there.
Electing to keep it on the ground once again, and a whole bunch of Cougars bringing down the running back for Forest City. And number 15 getting the call once again. That's Jamie Geisler on the carry. 3rd down and 5. They only got maybe a foot on that carry.
Good job by Carter Wood, Carter Claridge, and Eric DeMars again that time. And the defense comes up big, so should be some decent field position for the Cougars. Eric Frappier and Marcus Shad back to return this one.
And a high kick. Comes down around the 45-yard line. Scooped up by the Cougars, bringing it towards the 40, just shy of the 40. And Eric Frappier on the short return, and he actually looks quite injured as he can't put any weight on, I believe, his left side, so a lower body injury. And Frappier couldn't even take one step before collapsing to the ground, and he's apparently writhing in pain down there along the near sideline.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Frappier there. He got up a little bit gingerly.
The Cougars take possession on the Forest City 41-yard line. 1st down and 10.
He got up gingerly after being tackled there, what seemed to be a harmless tackle along the sideline. And just as he stood up, just seemed like he couldn't put any weight on one of his legs. Oh, that's a shame. Looks like his right leg is bothering him.
And that's not looking good there for Eric Frappier as he is getting carried off. You hate to see that.
Yeah, Frappier is starting safety for this Cougars football team, so we're going to see the depth of this Cougars defense come into play here.
He's one of your stalwarts. So that's a big loss here for the Cougars. 1st and 10, 41-yard line of Forest City. As they keep it on the ground, pounding it right up the middle and past the 35-yard line. Cougars doing a good job there. And Cody Miller, number 17, with the carry right up the middle.
That's a nice job by Cody Miller. You got to like that. Your running back gets some contact just after the line of scrimmage, but he keeps those legs churning and drags a defender, picks up a nice 7 yards on 1st down. Some good tough yards, good tough sledding there from Cody Miller.
10 minutes left to go, opening quarter. 2nd and 3 here for the Cougars. Once again, they keep it on the ground. Trying to get that 1st down yardage. Looks like they got it.
Max Fantus holds on to the football that time and showing the power. Some help from his offensive line, too. Getting a good push up the middle. And that's definitely enough for a 1st down. A fresh set of downs in this Cougars offense. Looks to have something going here early on in this football game.
Looks like tight end 85 Pantus on the carry. 29-yard line. 4 City. So hopefully the Cougars can keep going after that initial fumble turnover in the end zone to start off this football game. Dropping back to pass, going towards the end zone and knocked away by the Thunderbirds. Looked like 24 Derek Coleman getting a hand on that one to swat it away as the Cougars were going for broke there.
And you know what that was? That had touchdown written all over it, and that's Ben Bartlett. Good to see him back in the game. Looks like he has his left ankle taped up. If you remember on that big catch earlier to start this game was a little shaken up. Bartlett, geez, he had touchdown written all over that one. Looked like a beautiful throw from Galdani, but a nice play from the safety, getting over just in time to knock that one down.
In the shotgun, Galdani with the snap, dropping back, trying to find somebody open again, going towards the end zone and just overthrowing his man, as Gabe Gagne, 28, was the intended receiver. And ball's incomplete.
Boy, Galdani really took a shot there. Almost looked like he took a helmet to the head just after he released that football. Really impressed with Galdani, though. He throws a really nice ball, really nice tight spiral. The couple times that we've seen him play, really has a live arm.
Saw him in the home opener a couple weeks back. Very impressive in that football game. 3rd down and 10, and the Cougars having to kick it away. High-angled kick. And that will boot the Thunderbirds back deeper into their own zone. 8:31 to go in this first quarter.
Good job by angle that one out.
First and 10, 29-yard line. Off to that far side. Cougars running that one out of bounds. 8:15 left to go in this opening quarter.
Well, a nice chance here for the Cougars if they can get a big stop here on 2nd down. Looks like we had a penalty against Forest City as well. So that brings up a 2nd and 20.
2nd and long here as the Thunderbirds pinned even deeper into their own zone. Shovel pass, flirting with the end zone, running back and nowhere to go. Double team brought down. And running back again, Jamie Geisler getting the call there. Number 15 for Forest City.
A whole host of Cougars in on that tackle. Carter Wood, Zach Gettenberg, and Cam LeBute.
3rd down and about 16 for
So Forest City going to be forced to punt from deep in their own end, and don't be surprised if they take a knee here.
He is quite deep in the end zone. Snap, and now trying to run with it. And finally he will just take the knee. 7:32 remaining in the opening quarter.
So the Cougars the first to put points on the board here in this football game, winning the field position battle. Unfortunate, if you're just tuning in, unfortunately fumbling that ball on the goal line on their initial drive after a beautiful passing play to Ben Bartlett, about a 45-yard passing play that got them within striking distance. And unfortunately, the Cougars put the ball on the field at the goal line, and Forest City was able to recover.
I made it to the 5-yard line and came up empty. So that safety makes it 2-0 for the Cougars. Varsity homecoming game here tonight. Jamie Fox to kick it off here for Forest City. Cougars looking to strike here on offense in this first quarter and get a nice, healthy early lead here in this football game. High kick comes down around the 30-yard line. Cougars recover it, running it back to past the 35, past the 40, and now ball comes loose once again, scrambling for control, and I think Chatham-Kent able to recover it.
And Eric Frappier was actually the return man that time again. So Frappier came back from being banged up. And the Cougars were able to jump on that one. So you just wonder if Frappier, feeling the effects of that earlier injury, put that ball on the turf. Luckily, the Cougars able to jump on top of it.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line in their own side of midfield here. Ball handed off, and only maybe a yard on the ground for the Cougars.
Cody Miller with the carry there, trying that right side, but nothing doing. Forest City doing a good job clogging up the running lanes.
2 on the ground for 17, Cody Miller.
Looks like they're having some issues with the
power here.
With the power, yeah. We've had a couple flickers in the booth, and we'd inquired about the lights because they haven't come on yet. And we've gotten word that they are working to get them functioning.
It's 20 after 8, so we've got maybe an hour before things start to get pretty dark.
Oh, that's pretty generous.
Maybe less. And in a very overcast evening, too, so that doesn't help. Galdani back to pass. A little bit of pressure in front of him. Pass is completed along that far side, getting a few yards after the catch. Still on his feet. Receiver for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. Great job by Max Fantus, 85, able to pick that one up. And the big tight end for the Cougars getting some massive yards and exactly what the Cougars needed on offense. Good job by Fantus.
Yeah, beautiful job by Fantus. Just when you didn't think he was going to get anywhere after that initial contact, pulls out that stiff arm, makes a great stiff arm, gets away from one man, and then just uses that big body of his and his size to just push the next defender off of him before he's finally dragged down. Big reception by Fantus.
Up to the 38 of Forest City, 1st and 10. Galdani to pass it once again. A completion to Fantus. Lots of room to move. And he plows his way past the 20-yard line. And back-to-back big plays there for Max Fantus. And the Cougars have something going here.
You think Max Fantus came to play tonight?
I think so. He's had 2 or 3 big plays in this first quarter alone. Still 5 minutes left to play. And the Cougars are itching to get to that end zone.
And I'm sure he's plenty motivated after that fumble early on at the goal line.
And a handoff up the middle for the Cougars, heading towards the end zone. And do they make it in, or is it just short?
I believe it's just short there. Cody Miller with a great run.
The handoff to 17, Cody Miller, and he gets to the 1. Just missing 6 points on that play. So Miller and Fantus coming up large in this drive here for the Cougars on offense. Already up 2-0 thanks to the safety. As predictably, they keep it on the ground, hitting the uprights. No signal from the referees yet, as it's still a bit short.
Yeah, they give it to Fantus right up the gut. And looks like he's just inches from the goal line. Just inches. This is where it's just all about the big bodies right in the middle.
Just push the line 2 feet. And again, quarterback looks to keep it, and Galdani gets moved backwards. The D-line for Forest City winning that battle. So now 3rd and goal from close by here.
Boy, great penetration from that defensive line of Forest City. Galdani went in a little bit upright, and they got over the top and pushed him back. Boy, this could be a big momentum swing here if the Cougars aren't able to convert.
So it's touchdown or bust here. Still from the 1 yard line. Galdani dropping back. A couple of penalties on the field here.
They went direct snap that time to Max Fantus, and it looked like he was going to come up short, but Galdani, the quarterback for the Cougars, signaling this is going against Forest City. And in fact, it is. It's offside.
So that will give a couple of extra downs here for the Cougars.
Oh, that's a big penalty for Forest City.
It will be a first down for the Cougars at the 1.
First and goal from the 1 yard line. You get a fresh set of downs after you were stopped on 3rd.
So after 3 tries, how about 3 more? Still at the 1 yard line, still a 2-0 lead for the Cougars. Once again, they keep it on the ground and they push it in for the touchdown. Chatham-Kent with a major.
And it's Max Fantus, number 85.
He has had a big drive here for the Cougars, and he gets rewarded with the 6 points. So Max Fantus with the game's first major score, a touchdown and an 8-0 lead with the extra point coming up.
And I'm sure a sense of redemption. And I promise, Max, I won't mention it anymore.
That's it. You got the touchdown and poke through in a 9-0 lead here for the Cougars. And a great start to this football game.
I think he signaled no good, actually.
Oh, was that no good? Was that wide? Pardon me. So it remains 8-0 here for Chatham-Kent.
The Cougar touchdown was scored by number 85, Max Fantus. Cougars now leading 8-0.
It did initially. It looked like it was good from this angle, but no, the signal came out no good, unfortunately, for the Cougars. So combined with that safety, they've got the 8-0 lead.
Big job by Fantus to punch that one in. An impressive drive there, aided by the offside penalty against Forest City, giving the Cougars that extra chance to punch it in. Off the kickoff, ball bounces to around the 10-yard line, picked up by number 14. That's Jamie Fox for the Thunderbirds, and he's able to cross the 25-yard line to around the 26 before being hauled down.
Tremendous actor, Jamie Fox.
Forest City will start this
Loved him
drive
in Ray.
on the 26-yard
I haven't seen
line.
it. I've heard he was fantastic, though. Talented. Really enjoyed him in any
Living
given
color in
Sunday.
the early 90s, yeah. Oh, not the same guy. We're just getting word from the producer, not the same guy. Our apologies. 2:15 to go in the opening quarter as it's given to Fox as he gets the end around along that far side, trying to turn the corner at the 35, but hauled down. As he still gets pretty good chunky yardage there. About 3 yards shy of the first down, so 7-yard pickup from Fox. 2nd and 3 coming up.
Well, they bring that receiver in motion from this near side across the formation with the handoff. And obviously some good speed, good tackle on that far side from the Cougars. And not going to be long here before daylight becomes an issue. Again, we understand they're trying to get the lights up and working, but for whatever reason there is there's a bit of a malfunction.
By the Chatham Cougars.
Now it looks like they're calling the officials over because of, I believe it's because of the lights issue. I believe we got word earlier that hydro officials were looking at the lights. But now I think they're going to discuss what course of action they want to take here, because just a minute 37 to go here in the first quarter. I don't believe they would have enough light to get even the first half in should the lights not be working.
Now we're at 8:30 p.m. and we're past the longest day of the year.
Yes, actually, yesterday was the longest day of the year, so we're 1 day beyond that. That could be the difference.
I believe that brings still daylight to close to 10 p.m., but I don't think we can get this game done before 10, unless we speed up the clock, which I believe is illegal. Well, we're back to playing here, so whatever they were discussing amongst themselves.
I know Cougars officials are working the phones feverishly to get the issue sorted out.
2nd and 3 for Forest City. They go to the air. Pass completed at the 40-yard line. That's more than enough for a first down. And the reception, number 11, that is Danny Munt, grabbing that one from Joe Enright.
First down for Forest City at their own 41-yard line.
First and 10, some movement at the line. This could be a free play going fairly deep to around the 40-yard line of the Cougars. That one knocked away. And a couple of flags down. We'll see who moves first. This might be against Chatham-Kent.
Boy, nice job at number 14. Jason Timmermans getting in there. Had his hands on the football. I think he was thinking pick all the way. He certainly had a chance at it. But flags came up at the line. Not sure if the Cougars were offside. And that's exactly what the call is. So offside call against the Cougars. It was a free play for Forest City, so they take the shot downfield. Wouldn't have mattered if it were picked off or not. So 1st and 5 here for the Thunderbirds.
Under a minute to go in quarter number 1, 8-0. The Cougars with an early lead. Quarterback Richardson going to the air, and that one off the fingertips of the intended receiver. And that was Gareth Richardson with the attempt at trying to haul that one in.
It was Thomas Van Ray back on coverage back there. Number 18.
.30 seconds, very high snap. Quarterback able to corral that one, and was it intercepted by the Cougars?
Oh, they're calling it incomplete.
Thomas Richardson threw that one. A little wayward and unable to haul that one in. The Cougars almost had the INT there at midfield.
Nathan McIntyre there gets his hands on it. Looked like he had it. It's hard to tell from this side, though, where the out of bounds is. He might have been out of bounds by the time he pulled that one in. Nonetheless, that call incomplete. And Cougars now going to look to return this football. And again, Eric Frappier back there once again. So it looks like that issue they had earlier sorted out. Also Marcus Shad back there. This one going to Frappier.
It's around the 30-yard line. Frappier with it. Can't get too far with it. Hauled down. And the Cougars starting around their 30-yard line. 6.9 seconds remaining in quarter number 1 in a darkening Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex.
Fabulous coverage there from the Thunderbirds. Getting down to pull Frappier down before he really had anywhere to go.
First down and 10.
Big kick.
For the
Again, special teams, key right there.
One more play here in this first quarter, and a successful one here for Chatham-Kent as they will begin another drive here at their own 27. Here's Galdani taking the snap, handing it off. Some room to move along the near side. Back to the line of scrimmage now, turning the corner, getting a lot of yardage here. First down and more. Great run up to around the 45-yard line. And Ben Bartlett has had a couple of sparkling plays here in this first quarter, and he brings the football up to midfield.
Boy, you got to love it when Ben Bartlett gets the ball in his hands. He shows that speed, just turns on the afterburners, gets around the corner, gets a block from his wide receiver on this side of the field, and just turns on the Jets. Was close to going all the way there, just one more defender to beat. But I like the creativity there. The Cougars getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Bring Bartlett across the formation, just hand the ball off to him and let him make something happen with that speed that he's got. He's certainly a dangerous weapon that Forest City is going to have to account for.
Ball at the 53-yard line, just shy of midfield. As we begin quarter number 2, 8-0 Cougars. Galdani with the snap, dropping back, quick slant. And here's Vantus with it again. He crosses the 45 to the 40, trying to get past the 35 to around the 32-yard line. Max Vantus using his speed and size to just plow his way through, and a great play there off that short pass. Max Vantus.
He moves so well for a big man, 6'1", 215. He's out in the open field, just a nice little swing pass to Vantus, big number 85, just trucking it down the left-hand side. Initial contact made, and Vantus still able to gain an extra 8 or 9 yards after initial contact. Great job by the big man Vantus.
2 or 3 big weapons offensively here for the Cougars. Another quick handoff, and that is Cody Miller. He's had a few nice carries here in this first half. 17, Cody Miller, some positive yards. About 7 on the game there.
Like the way the Cougars are mixing up their offensive play calling here so far. First, the swing pass that we just saw to Vantus, then you give it to Cody Miller up inside. So you mix it up, keep that defense on their heels. First you go outside, then you go inside. Keep them thinking.
2nd and 3, the 25-yard line of Forest City. Galdani once again keeping it on the ground. It's working for the Cougars. One big stiff arm there. Nice job by Cody Miller. And that will move the chains.
Good hard running from Miller there. Took a big lick, but held on to the football and got enough for the first down. That's what you like to see. Keep that ball moving. Keep those chains moving.
Cougar first down at the 20-yard line.
Hate to say it, but it's not going to be long before the amount of daylight becomes an issue.
First and 10, Galdani going to the air towards the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars! Ben Bartlett reels it in. And a 14-0 lead for Chatham-Kent.
That was just beautiful. Well-executed passing play. Ben Bartlett beats his defender, and a well-thrown ball by Galdani puts it right on the numbers, floats it right into his receiver's hands. Outstanding job. 20-yard touchdown pass and catch from Galdani to Bartlett. And just some beautiful playmaking there from the quarterback and receiver position.
Great drive for the Cougars. And it looks like they are going to try and make this a 2-point convert to go up by 16. Galdani with the snap, heading to the end zone and just off of the fingertips of Max Vantus. So the score will remain a 14-0 lead for Chatham-Kent over the Forest City Thunderbirds as we're 2.5 minutes into this second quarter. Good mix of run and pass on that drive for the Cougars. Cody Miller and Ben Bartlett. Max Fan 2, so Cougars really kind of spreading the workload around offensively in this first half. You could make a case for any of those three gentlemen to maybe be player of the game if things hold up here.
Yeah, you gotta like the way that they're mixing in their offensive playmakers, getting them the football. As you mentioned, Miller, Fan 2s, Bartlett, really having a big impact on this game so far, and that's what you like to see. You just got to find creative ways to get the ball in the playmakers' hands, and they've done that successfully so far in this game.
Off the touchdown, the kick is up. Good line drive kick, grabbed around the 15-yard line of Forest City. Thunderbirds coming back the other way as far as the 30, 35, and now at around the 38-yard line. The return to Derek Coleman, number 24 for Forest City. And that's where they will begin.
Forced out of bounds by a whole host of Cougar players, including Max Fan 2s on that near side of the field.
Drive on their own 38-yard line, first down and 10.
Doing an equally effective job is the D for the Cougars in this first quarter and a half. Quarterback shovels it across and getting up to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the ground that time for Forest City.
Good tackle there from Tony Parker. Big number 50 for the Cougars.
City in their own 45-yard line.
Big 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. And getting close, I believe, enough for the first down as Thunderbirds able to get enough to move the chains here. And they bring in the chains in.
Timeout for
That's
measurement.
exactly what they're doing, bringing the chains to see if they in fact get the first down or not. It's mighty close. From this angle, looks like they've got it. 14-0 lead for the Cougars. 11-14 remaining in this first half. Sun setting on the horizon. Here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex, still some light malfunction here.
First down
And the
for
chains
Thunderbirds.
verify the first down here for Forest City. Ball resting at the 49-yard line of Forest City. Snap and given off to the quarterback, cutting along the near side. Lots of room to move. First down and a ton more past the 35-yard line. And a great run there. Danny Munt for the Forest City Thunderbirds, number 11, able to get a lot of room along the near side.
First down for Forest City.
33 is where he gets forced out of bounds, so Munt with the run. And setting up his team nicely. Good field position, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first down tonight.
Eventually pushed out of bounds by number 14, Jason Timmermans. They had a good seal block there, did Forest City, on Zach Getterberg on the edge that really sprung that run around the right side.
Their high snap, but brought down by the quarterback, fed to the running back along the near side again. But Munt on the run, and Gagne with the tackle for Chatham-Kent.
And Carter Wood just holding on for a ride there. The Cougars defensive back had him around the waist and was dragged for about 5 yards before eventually being able to drag him down. So Forest City here with a little momentum on offense, getting something going for the first time really in this game.
5 minutes into quarter number 2. Once again, Munt on the carry. Met with a lot of resistance once he gets to the 20-yard line, just past the 20. And a very minimal gain on the ground for Munt.
That time Carter Wood again on the tackle along with his defensive friend Tony Parker, big number 50 again up there in the middle.
Second and 9, and a little reverse action. Here's number 19, Zach Munn. 2-3 flags now out. Munn heads into the end zone, uncontested.
And this is going to come back against Forest City, I believe.
Nobody's celebrating. Looks like everybody on Forest City knew that was going to be called right back, as there's 4 flags on the field.
Yeah, it's a holding call against Forest City.
Hayden Huggins, number 85, the hold against him.
Holding call on Forest City. Second down will be repeated.
So that brings the football to around the 27. Second and 19. Good break there for the Cougars on defense. Quarterback going to the air, wide open along the near side. A reception and a touchdown as Zach Munn brought it in, number 19. Munn from Richardson, a nice throw from the QB. And Munn gets his team on the board. The first major score for Forest City, 14-6.
Looked like a little bit of confusion there from the defensive secondary of the Cougars. Forest City runs a man a little shorter, and then they run another man deep behind that. And looks like the Cougars got caught biting on the short man, and the deep man runs free.
Going for the 2-point conversion. It is good. I believe that was great in the foot. I believe I'm trying to find the trying to get the number along the far side there. Darkening field. (14-8) score now as the Forest City Thunderbirds
Forest City touchdown by
right back into this
19,
football game.
Zach Munn.
And just past Bartlett on the kick return. He goes back to grab it up to past the 15-yard line, but the Cougars pinned fairly deep in their own zone. So good kick there for Forest City. And the Cougars have some work to do. And it will be a starting point of the, looks like, just outside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Cougars here pinned deep in their own end. Obviously, Forest City feeling good about themselves after that nice drive and touchdown. And then the successful 2-point conversion.
The Cougars will start this
A bit of trickery
from their
there
own
from
15-yard line.
Forest City. Lining up what looked to be for an extra point, and then the holder just standing up and throwing the easy pass for the 2-point convert.
8:20 to go in quarter number 2. Is Galdani roaming to his left, and dangerous pass there right in the vicinity was number 1 Matt Barnett of the Thunderbirds, and it wasn't far away from his fingertips. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like that maybe was designed to be a screenplay, and Forest City might have sniffed it out. Good job by Galdani, just able to throw that one away without any repercussions or turnovers.
From their own 15, Galdani taking the snap. Again, little screen. Here's chance here for the Cougars. Big hit taken by Max Fantouz after he had the reception. And Fantouz crosses the 20-yard line, so gain of about 6. And an injured Cougar down on the field.
Yeah, we've got just trying to get a number there, but it's somebody holding their right leg. Looked like the player got tangled up with one of the Forest City players right at the end of the play, and a lot of discomfort.
And it looks like Brendan Banzels is calling to the sideline to get some help to help cart out the injured Cougar off the field.
Looks like it might be 18, Thomas Van Ray.
The Cougars are facing a 3rd and 4.
Oh, my apologies. It's 15, not 18. That's Dwan Mayu.
Mayu able to put a little pressure on that lower body injury, but still needs some assistance to get off the field.
Yeah, he looked like he was holding the shin area of his right leg. So we'll see if it's just a bruise initially, and maybe if he'll find his way back into the game. Hard to tell at this point.
Ball's at the 21-yard line. It's a 3rd and 4. And the Cougars electing to kick it away. It comes to midfield. Picked up at the 40-yard line, now finally forced out. On the return, that was Derek Coleman for the Thunderbirds. So some pretty darn good field position here for Forest City as they maybe look to take the lead here.
Forest City takes possession on the Cougars' 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
James Gibson with the force out there. Oh yeah, the Forest City Thunderbirds have certainly got the momentum on their side now. Early on, it was the Cougars, and now Forest City has grabbed hold of it. And now the referees, you wonder if they're starting to talk about the amount of light that we have on the field at this point. We've mentioned it a couple times here. They're working to get the lights up and going here. We understand it's a breaker issue from what we've heard at this point anyway.
Wonder if we can get to halftime at least. And then from there, who knows what's going to happen. As the Thunderbirds keep it on the ground, getting it up to the 25-yard line. Another great run there by Danny Munt. Number 11 for the Thunderbirds. And a first down. Fresh set of downs once again here for Forest City. Clock continues to run. Less than 7 to go in half number 1.
Thunderbirds at the Cougar 25.
Thomas Van Ray and Nathan McIntyre in on that tackle, but big pickup on first down there for Forest City, and they've certainly got their swagger on offense now.
Richardson with the handoff, and before he gets to the line of scrimmage, play is whistled down. This one's going against the Forest City Thunderbirds as assumed here, so the football's coming backwards. Procedure call against Forest City.
Procedure call against Forest City. Now be first down and 15 from the 30-yard line.
Quarterback handing it off and nowhere to go. Good job by the Cougars line. Spinning around the running back and dropping it around the 39. Again, I think that was Munt on the carry.
And Tony Parker, big number 50 again. We've called his name a few times already this game, making the big tackle for a loss. Good penetration there from Parker.
And knocked away on that pass attempt. Nice job by 26. Carter Wood getting his body in the way of that football, and he might have been away for 6 points if he was able to catch that and run the other way with it.
Yeah, just out of the reach of the other hand, I think, or else you're right, might have had to pick, and certainly nobody in front of him. Carter Wood. And a good job by Wood, too, because if that pass finds its way to the receiver there on that swing pass, didn't look like there was much out here for him to beat. So a big play from Wood there to make that happen.
5:20 left to go in half number one. 14-8, the Cougars with the lead. But 3rd and 22 will stop this.
Wow.
A field goal attempt, and look at the leg on that one. It goes wide. Cougars going to get back to the 15-yard line, running it out. Eric Frappier.
A 45-yard attempt there, just wide. It certainly had enough leg. Boy, that was a big kick.
Impressive kick, just a bit wide. And it remains a 14-8 game. 5:02 left to go. Cougars getting the football back at their own 16. As the sun sets.
The 45-yard field goal attempt was wide to the right. The Cougars got it out to the 20-yard line.
Crew still working feverishly to try to work out the lights issue here.
Might have to pull some vehicles up to the field side and turn the lights on.
Get some helicopters to shine some lights down on the field. Keeping it on the ground and running it up the middle. And a minimal gain for the Cougars. Trying to see who got the carry on that one.
It was Cody Miller, that one there.
17 Miller on the carry.
Not a lot of room on that right side that time. Initial contact, I believe, was behind the line of scrimmage.
Offside against the defense. It'll be 1st and 5.
That might have been why the initial contact was behind the line of scrimmage, offside.
Offside, so the Cougars gained 5 yards here. So 1st and 5, 4.5 to go and counting. Galdani again handing it off.
Fantus with the carry that time over the right side. Some tough sledding in there right now. Not a lot of room. Looks like that Forest City defense is kind of stiffened up here in the second quarter.
Not giving any wiggle room up the middle, and that was pretty much right back to the line of scrimmage, so no gains. 2nd and 4.5. Maybe gaining half a yard. Galdani now in the shotgun. Drops back to pass, throws along that far side, and it is picked up. 1st down and a lot more. Grabbing that one, Gabe Gagne for the Cougars. And that is more than enough to move the chains. 1st down, Chatham-Kent.
Good job there from the Cougars. Good snag from Gagne, and then takes it up the sideline. Good tough running, too. Doesn't just step out of bounds. Takes on the defender to pick up that extra yard or two, whatever he can get.
Looking back to pass, and a big sack there as Galdani had a big amount of pressure there. The good D-line there for Forest City plowing right through.
Yeah, not a lot of time for Galdani. Before he knew it, it was Marshall Lafleur breathing down his throat and just forced to swallow the football and take the sack.
After the Thunderbird sack,
Looked like they were going with a little misdirection. He looks out to the right side and then was going to come back to his left, but before he even had a chance to do anything with it, Lafleur right in his face and just forced to secure the ball and take the sack for the loss.
2nd and 19, a 9-yard drop here for Galdani on the sack. And the Cougars backed up 34-yard line, 2.5 to play in the first half. Galdani still trying to find somebody open along the near side, and it's intercepted at midfield. Jose Rosales positioned perfectly. He read that one, and Rosales takes the football away for his team. Tough break there for the Cougars. It remains a 14-8 game.
Yeah, that ball was intended for number 81, Marcus Shad, but it was underthrown. Galdani had the pressure there, and he couldn't get the ball to his receiver. Shad was almost able to come back and turn himself into a defensive back, as you're supposed to do as a wide receiver, but he couldn't get back in time. It was so underthrown.
On 1st and 10. Very close to the first down, and now they're going to give a first down here to the Forest City Thunderbirds up to the 45-yard line. High snap pulled down by the quarterback Richardson. He hands it off to the running back past the 45 to around the 43. And Danny Munt once again getting the lion's share of the carries on the ground. Getting about 2.5 yards for the Thunderbirds.
Good job there by the Cougars defense stretching that one out, making the tackle for the short gain. Big second down here. Cougars with a chance to stop this Thunderbirds offense that has really gained some steam here in the second quarter of this game. Chance here for the Cougars to kind of put that out a little bit.
Quarterback Richardson, and almost intercepted, getting his left hand and knocked that one away. Cam LeBute. If he was maybe another step to the left, he could have got his body right in front of it and easily picked that one off, but he'll take the swipe. And that will set up a 3rd and 8. So the special teams coming out on the football field here for the Thunderbirds. And with 1:25, still lots of time for the Cougars offense to maybe put more distance between the two teams. That's if they can see the football field.
Yeah, nice job there by LeBute. That was going to be close. There was a defender in the area of the receiver, but LeBute comes up with a big play to knock that one down, and the Cougars get a big stop on defense.
And the ball off the kick falls out of bounds around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, minute 19 to go here in the first half. I get the sense that they're going to definitely finish out the first half without the lights on, and I imagine they're probably hoping that during the course of halftime they'll get the lights working, or else I don't see them in any way, shape, or form getting any football in for the second half. But the more time that they can kind of slow things down during halftime so that they get a chance to get the lights working, the better, because I'm sure they'd have to finish the second half at some point during the season.
Leaving it on the ground. Leading the charge was Max Fantus, but it's the Cougar that was right behind him, number 17, Cody Miller, who had the football. And he gets back past the 25, about the 26-yard line.
Good decision by Miller. Just stay on the hip of Fantus, let that big body just lead the way, and that's exactly what he did. Just stayed right on his right hip and just kept churning and pushing, and a nice gain, about 9 yards on first down.
So 2nd and 1. Under a minute to play in the second quarter. 14-8, the Cougars varsity squad leading Forest City. And predictably on 2nd and 1, they keep it on the ground. Lots of room to move. Big gain almost up to midfield, past the 50-yard line to about the 51. Good job again by number 17, Cody Miller. As the ground game looking pretty good here this time around for the Cougars.
Got a 23-yard gain on that run from Cody Miller. Nice job. Just cuts it inside of that defensive end and then turns on the jets and able to weave his way through down for a big gain.
Faking the drop back to pass. They keep it on the ground, and that got the Thunderbirds D off guard as football comes past the 45-yard line into Forest City territory. Ball at around the 47.
Boy, that offense really churning now for the Cougars. That ground game, big 12-yard gain there. They figure Forest City, though, playing back a little bit. They don't want to give up a big passing play at the end of this first half.
Dropping back to pass is Galdani, and a bit of traffic along the far side. And did that one fall incomplete?
I believe so, yeah. It was close, but I think it did hit the carpet.
7.7 seconds left in the first half in this dark Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. A breaker issue, not having the lights come on, and you kind of wonder if we're just going to only play the first half here tonight. Here's Galdani, maybe the second to last play of the half, and that one goes over top of Ben Bartlett. Falls incomplete, 3.1 seconds left to go, and a 3rd and 10. It looks like the Cougars are going to punt this one away. From the 50, taking his time to punt this one away as the first half comes to an end. That is going to do it. The team's going back to their sidelines, dressing rooms, halftime. We'll see if we play a second half here tonight. See if the lights are able to come on here after a breaker issue continues to have them off here. Sun has pretty much effectively set along the horizon here, so it's quite dark. And it's a 14-8 lead for the Chatham-Kent Cougars over the Forest City Thunderbirds. Varsity squads here tonight.
Yeah, I can't imagine them playing any second half football without the lights coming on. Safety certainly becomes an issue at that point. Right now, there's certainly enough light, but you're talking another 15 minutes from now. I don't think there's any way you can play football without these lights coming on. So again, I know they do have crews working to fix the situation, just a matter of how long that fix would take. And the coaching staff right now for both squads talking to the referees on the field, discussing, I think, what they're going to do should the lights not be fixed. And be interesting to see what the league decides, how they would complete this game, whether they would play the second half on another date or call this a draw. Not sure.
Interesting decision, because you're asking a team to travel for one half of football. So, I mean, there's a lot to discuss here. So I'm sure they're still feverishly trying to get these lights to come on here, and hopefully we can complete this game tonight here at the Athletic Complex. But as it stands now, halftime at 14-8, the Chatham-Kent Cougars varsity squad leading Forest City Thunderbirds. So we will let you know what's happening one way or the other here with TV Coach Co. Mike Renier, Mike James, Jeff Brooks on the camera. Chatham-Kent Cougars football. Well, here we are. We're ready to go. An hour and a half later, the lights are working. And we are underway in the second half of the Chatham-Kent Cougars and Forest City Thunderbirds. A 6-point lead for Chatham-Kent. And the Cougars have the football at around their own 40-yard line. That kick taken back by Chase Beaumont. And a long, long night here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. The lights are fixed, and here we go. I believe the attendance is a fraction of what it was, but those diehards have stuck around.
Well, some people have bedtimes. And, well, it was nearly ours.
We might have had a nap here in the booth in that time.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of an impact that delay has on the game if we see some clumsiness here early on.
Well, the players were keeping loose pretty much that entire break as the Cougars kept it on the ground for a very minimal gain on 1st and 10. So second. And about 9.5 coming up here. Both teams were still running around the field in the darkness. So
yeah, they were.
We'll see if their game focus remains intact. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Cody Miller with the carry there with the short gain. Yeah, gave some of the players some time to fraternize with their girlfriends at halftime and set their schedules for after the game.
Play cards.
Quick hand of euchre, perhaps.
Run around the track a few times.
So not easy to get refocused after that kind of break, but I'm sure it won't take long before they're right back into it.
14-8, Cougars with an early 14-0 lead, and that was cut into by the Thunderbirds late in the first half. It seems like 6 hours ago. Dropping back to pass, trying to find some room. Quarterback keeps it for the Cougars up to around the 47. And Alex Galdani back at it. And let's see how much he picked up on that play. Looks like he's still about 4 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, nice scramble from Galdani, just nowhere to go with the football, so he just tucked it and ran and forced out short of that first down yard marker.
I think we've had too long of a break too.
Yeah, I would concur.
3rd down and 4 here for the Cougars. So they're going to have to punt this one away. Only a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter, so we'll be going deep into the night here. As this one is booted away. Nice kick. It goes to about the 30-yard line. And trying to grab that one was Derek Coleman. And that's where the Thunderbirds will start. Their own 34.
A nice kick there from Bartlett, not allowing any kind of return, and going to leave the Thunderbirds with a lot of real estate in front of them if they want to put a score on the board.
Thomas Richardson at quarterback before the break. He's back there again. He hands it off, and a big seam along the near side. A big gain on the ground here for the Thunderbirds, and they are going to get a major here all the way in for a touchdown. Number 11, Danny Munt, who's had by far his biggest run of the night as he broke loose and certainly turned up the Jets. He's got some good wheels, got past everybody. And that will tie up the football game at 14, and the Thunderbirds are going to try and poke ahead here with the extra point. 2 minutes and 15 seconds into quarter number 3.
Well, there's no doubt he's got some wheels. Munt just got to the edge and just turned on the Jets, outran everybody. No chance for anybody to make the tackle on that one, and it takes Forest City just one play to find their groove. .80-yard touchdown run from Munt.
So
electric.
Showing no ill effects from that long break that was almost 9 minutes long. Kicking this one off will be 14, Jamie Fox. for Forest City. Grabbed it around the 20-yard line. And finding a seam along the near side and losing the football out of bounds. That was Ben Bartlett who had the carry on the return.
Luckily that one bounces out of bounds. A heads-up play by one of the Thunderbirds. Wasn't going to be able to make the tackle, but sticks his arm out and gets his hand on the nose of that football, rips it out of Bartlett's hands, but the momentum carries that ball forward and out of bounds. Unfortunate, too, because it looked like Bartlett had a nice little seam there. He was going to pick up a handful more yards, but again, fortunate that ball goes out of bounds. Chatham-Kent retains possession.
Forest City grabbing the lead with a big touchdown run. 14 points for the Cougars, down by 1. Keeping it on the ground. Getting up to around the 38-yard line. About a 3-yard run.
Yeah, Cody Miller unfortunately caught from behind by big number 96, Jesse Cochins, 6'4", 305. For a big man, moved pretty well there to catch Miller from behind.
Second down and 7. Galdani hands it off at the last minute, trying to get first down yardage and lots more. Big gain here for the Cougars up to the 50-yard line at the last moment. Cody Miller grabbing the football and running right up the gut with it, and a big gain. So that was a good run there for the Cougars.
Wow, fantastic run there from Cody Miller. Actually had me fooled. I was watching Galdani, expecting him to throw the ball, and snuck that handoff right in there to Cody Miller. Great
you
play
and the
call.
Thunderbirds defense.
Yeah, completely fooled on that. Beautiful run from Miller. Maybe his best of the game so far.
At the 50-yard line of Forest City. First and 10 for Chatham-Kent. Here's Galdani keeping the football and trying to find his man, Max Fantus, along that far side, overthrowing Fantus, and it falls incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, it's too bad he had his man Fantus. They were open on that far side, and we've seen them run that play successfully, but that time Galdani, just the timing a little bit off. And you got to think there's going to be a little bit of rust. You come back from that long break that we had at halftime. You know, not a lot of time to warm back up again, find your groove with your receivers. You got to knock the rust off a little bit, and maybe that's what we saw right there, just a little bit of rust.
Second down and 10, Galdani in the shotgun, receives the snap, and going down the field once again, and in traffic, hauling it down was Ben Bartlett. Incredible catch by Bartlett. Great throw by Alex Galdani. And another big second down play.
That is highlight reel stuff right there from Ben Bartlett. Unbelievable. Triple coverage. 3 defenders in the area there. The one defender that was in front of him actually jumped up a little bit too early. The ball got over his hands, and then Bartlett able to wrestle it away from the other DB in the area. Fantastic grab, great body control up in the air, get his hands up, getting that ball at its highest point. Outstanding catch.
And keeping it on the ground, not getting very much yardage at all. Looks like back to the line of scrimmage is all they get on the ground on that latest carry.
Yeah, it looked like that was Cody Miller again, and that just got stuffed up right in the middle. Yeah, Brad Rex in front of him there. The offensive line looked like he got pushed back a little bit. Good push there from the Thunderbirds defensive line.
Second and 10 from the 13-yard line of the Thunderbirds. Again, Galdani gets the snap, roaming to his left, looking for somebody open towards the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars! My eyes treated me right there. Dwan Mayu hauling that one into the end zone. No? Ben Bartlett, my apology. Number 60, not 15. Ben Bartlett hauling that one in. And the Cougars regain the lead. So my eyes were not treating me properly.
I do have the advantage of the binoculars, so. And apparently the fans were yelling it as well, although I didn't hear them. One more time. There it is.
It's been a long night, so we're getting the fans in the stands to help us out here. Going for the 2-point convert and punched in. So 8 points on the board for the Cougars. It is now a 22-15 lead, a 7-point edge now for the Cougars as they answer right back.
And that time, I can tell you that was Max Fantus with the 2-point conversion.
So good job offensively for the Cougars, answering right back. After the Thunderbirds earlier in this third quarter grabbed the lead, 22-15, Chatham-Kent.
That's a great response from the Cougars offense. Clearly the Thunderbirds drive down the field, one possession, one play, a big run for a touchdown, 80 yards. The Cougars come back, nice drive back down the field. They respond with a touchdown of their own. So just when you thought when the Thunderbirds getting a little bit of momentum on their side, the Cougars answer right back, good for them, and then they complete the 2-point conversion to have that 7-point lead regained.
And on the kick, line drive, a little bit of a bobble there for the Forest City Thunderbirds, cutting across midfield, 25-yard line up to the 30, and brought down around the 31. Derek Coleman once again with the kick return. 8:50 left to go, and Forest City back on offense, now down by 7. Keeping it on the ground, finding his seam along that far side, and first down yardage and more. That is Danny Munt, who had that big 80-yard touchdown run earlier on in this third quarter to give his team the brief lead. Gets a big first down for the Forest City Thunderbirds, so he's getting some serious yardage here in this third quarter.
And we've got a Cougar down on the far side of the field while making that tackle, just trying to get a number from this angle. Now up and walking off, it is, I believe, 26. Just trying to get that for sure. It is 26 that just walked off. Carter Wood.
Dropping back to pass now for Forest City along that far side, leaping up and hauling it in. Trying to see the receiver's number across far side of the field, but again, a big pass play and a solid throw there by Thomas Richardson.
Yeah, big receiver on that far side, and I believe it was Frappier on the coverage, and certainly the receiver has size advantage there.
First and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. 22-15, the Cougars with the lead, 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Quick pitch to the running back. Trying to find a seam, bouncing off a couple of defenders. Up to the 30-yard line. Another big run there for Danny Munt as he gets past the 30-yard line. And looks like maybe
player down, maybe 2.
Yard shy of the first down, yard and a half shy. As Mike mentioned, some injuries down there.
33 and 50, both taking a knee.
Number 50 for the Cougars, Tony Parker getting up.
And Carter Claridge, 33 for the Cougars, still on his knee. Now getting up and walking off.
So both players just a little bit shaken up. Looking to be relatively okay. 1 yard shy of the first down is Forest City. Second down at 130-yard line is where the ball is. And some pretty good offenses for both sides here in this third quarter. On 2nd and 1, handoff to the running back, trying to push the pile forward. He does that. And a first down coming up here for Forest City.
Cougars defense getting a heavy dose of Munt here in the second half. I don't really remember him being much of a factor in the first half, but second half, he's getting the ball a fair bit here.
He was given a few chances in the opening half for sure. A lot of touches. Rattled off that 80-yard touchdown run early on in this third quarter. Here's Richardson going along that far side, finds his man, and eluding one tackle, still on his feet, and forced out of bounds after a good gain. And that's going to move the chains. Another first down picked up on that completion by Thomas Richardson.
And Nathan McIntyre had him in his sights and looked like he just didn't wrap up. Looked like he was just looking for the big hit there and then didn't wrap, and the receiver was able to spin off and pick up another 5-6 yards.
Richardson with the handoff once again, right up the middle, and Munt getting a couple of yards.
Nice job from Max Fantus there, getting some penetration, actually making some contact in the backfield, then getting hold of his ankles and dragging him down along with a couple of the other defensive linemen.
3-yard pickup on the ground, 2nd and 7. Ball now at the 14-yard line of the Cougars. Down by 7. Quick pitch to the running back again, going up the middle. And more positive yardage on the ground for Forest City.
Again, Fantus able to get into the backfield and make the running back adjust where he wants to go. Good job bringing up a third down here, and it looks like Forest City's going to go for the field goal.
Pickup of 2 on the ground, still well short of the first down, so see if this field goal attempt goes through. We've seen some fake attempts a couple of times along the way. 22-15, your score. Kick is up and good. And so that cuts the lead for the Chatham-Kent Cougars. 22-18 now your score. 4:37 left to go in quarter number 3. So a small victory there for the Cougars on defense to hold Forest City to just a field goal. Cougars trying to get those points right back here. Goldoni handing it off to the running back, trying to find a seam along that far side and getting a good chunk of yardage, close to a first down, maybe a yard shy. It looks like it was a pickup of close to 9 yards on the ground there.
Nice running there.
Maybe
from
7.
Yeah, nice running there from Cody Miller, running behind Calvin Sawyer and Max Fantus over that left side. 52 is Sawyer. I don't think I need to tell you Fantus' number anymore. We've called his name enough already today.
He's been one of the big guys on offense so far. Late in this third quarter. Keeping it on the ground once again. And not getting much that time around, so third down is coming up. Gain of maybe a half yard on that latest run. So 3rd and 2.
Well, you would expect the Cougars going to punt this one away here. But
I'm not convinced they're going to do that.
No, neither am I. Not a lot of movement there from the players. And Galdoni's coming back on the field, so it looks like they're going to go for it.
Taking their time there. 3rd and 2. Gutsy call here at their own 43-yard line. 2.5 to play in quarter number 3. They are keeping it on the ground, and it looks like they got just enough to move the chains up to the 45-yard line. So maybe about half a yard insurance there, but they get enough to move the chains, making it 1st and 10.
Wow, nice job by Fantus. Takes a handoff and a couple of big hits right at just past the line of scrimmage. He uses that big body and power and pushes his way through, but you could hear the contact all the way up here in the booth very clearly. Some good hitting down there in the trenches.
Low snap, dug out by Goldoni, and a quick pass along that far side. He had an open receiver, but dropped. Looks like Marcus Shad was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Shad wide open. Had that one hit him right in the hands. No reason to not hold on to that one.
I'll bring up 2nd down and 10. 46-yard line of the Chatham-Kent Cougars. They are nursing a 4-point lead. Here's Goldoni handing it off to the running back at the last moment, finding a lot of room to move. A lot of yardage here, 1st down and more, as he crosses the 40-yard line of Forest City. So a big, big run. And maybe that's going to get negated here with a flag.
Yeah, some laundry on the field. I think this is going against Forest City. Yeah, it was offside,
okay,
so that's negated. Of course, they're going to decline that.
Good news for the Cougars and a big run, putting the football on the 39-yard line of Forest City.
But a 25-yard run there for Cody Miller. And again, some trickery there. You think Galdoni's still got the ball, but he somehow finds a way to give the ball to Cody Miller.
Again, he drops off the football and gaining maybe a yard or two on that latest run.
Yeah, the defense fully expecting pass. It was 2nd and 10, the situation. And Galdoni does a good job of making like he's still got the football after he's handed it off. So credit to him helping to fool that defense. And Cody Miller able to pick up some big yardage on that previous play.
Only 1 yard of that latest carry. 40 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Cougars. Galdoni with the pass and out of the fingertips. That one looked to be secured by the receiver, but he couldn't hang on.
Hear the footsteps, Coleman.
And Gabe Gagne with the almost reception, but he lets it drop. And 3rd and 9 coming up.
Boy, he just about had that one, and he had a beautiful seam there right in the middle of the field, too. A nice throw by Galdoni, and Gane just off the fingertips, letting it slip away. That's unfortunate. Certainly would have had enough for a first down there. Looks like the Cougars are going to elect to punt now in this situation, 3rd and 10 from the 40-yard line. And the flag is blowing a little bit. The Cougars do have the wind at their back just slightly.
Good kick, high up in the air. Deep in the Forest City end of the field, and they're able to get around the 20-yard line. And that's where the Thunderbirds will start their drive here. 6.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 21-yard line is where they're going to mark the football. Siren signifying the end of the third quarter, so one more play to go. Quarterback handing it off to the running back once again, eluding one tackle, a stiff arm, another one, and getting past 3 defenders. Another big run by Danny Muntz. Getting up to the 35.
Boy, 2 big stiff arms there from Munt. 2 Cougar would-be tacklers just pushed off with that strong stiff arm, and Munt able to pick up some pretty good yardage there. It's so frustrating as a defender when you've got a guy in your sights and you think you're ready to take him down, and he gets that stiff arm on you and you just can't extend your arms enough to get a hold of him. You're just so frustrated.
As we begin the fourth quarter, teams changing sides. 35-yard line. In a 22-18 game, Cougars nursing a 4-point lead. Keeping it on the ground once again along the near side, eluding one tackle to the 40-yard line before being taken down. Number 14 there, Jamie Fox on the carry.
Van Toos with a good tackle there. After a gain of about, as you mentioned there, Mike, about 5 yards. And it looks like the sky is starting to open up now. We've got rain.
So we've pretty much seen everything here tonight.
We really have.
Darkness, rain. It's coming down in a fair clip right now. Going to the air. Reception and a first down as Munt has a lot of room to move, and he's got a lot of speed here down that far sideline. One man to beat, and he gets around him and into the end zone for a touchdown for the Forest City Thunderbirds, and another big gain for major score for Danny Muntz, who's been a thorn in the side of the Cougars, certainly in this second half as the rain comes down in a big way.
And that was a 70-yard scamper that time from Munt. 70 yards. Oh, and I think I just saw lightning. Yeah, we just had a bolt of lightning here.
And the Thunder to back it up. We will end this game tomorrow morning. We'll be home by 6 a.m.
Well, it's guaranteed at least half-hour delay with the lightning.
We can send out for pizza, right? Is that going to be approved?
Mandatory
30
30-minute delay for any strike of lightning. And any strike after that, you reset the clock for an extra 30 minutes. What time is it now, or Eastern time?
It is 10:42 Eastern time.
10:42.
So the earliest we can resume is 11:12.
And there's another strike of lightning.
A close strike of lightning here. So this is for the best. Certainly safety first. Another delay with 13:53 to go in the fourth quarter.
And the rain is really coming down.
We'll be back. here with the Chatham-Kent Cougars.